and we are live. But you see, it's not me by myself. It's not me and my dad. You can see this man needs no introduction, right? He's the host of this shit more than a stream. His brother is annoying, and not only is this man freaking internet famous, but he's also got his own drink at Blue Oak Barbecue. Leave it up to Jono Barnes. Welcome to the show, man.
Annoying. I think that's you being kind, saying that Evan is annoying. That's probably some worse words you can use, but I appreciate you going the PG route, Mikey. I appreciate that.
Look. Every time I say something that my mom doesn't like, she always busts me up after.
Your mom's a sweet lady. Shout out to your mama.
Yeah. So look, I want to get into this. So look, the Saints starting season 2-1. Not a lot of people had us even winning any of our first three games, and I know that's even with us playing the Panthers week 1. So, Jono, how satisfied are you through the first three games? Are you happy? Little on the nose? Like how do you feel the Saints have performed to your expectations through the first three games?
I would say, Mikey, I'm happy. If we didn't have as many injuries as we did this past Sunday, so those injuries kind of have me now kind of back in the middle on the nose. Your favorite co-host, the always eternal optimist Ziggy, said last night on my show, every Saints fan, if you would have came in August and said you're going to finish the first three games 2-1, would have signed up for it. And he's technically right. I think we all would have signed up for 2-1. So I can't be mad at that, even though 3-0 is staring us right in the face. It's just the injuries that are kind of like this black cloud over me and a lot of Saints fans right now. Mikey, you're wondering, can we withstand the loss of McCoy? I saw Ruiz is also banged up. Kamara's banged up. Can we withstand that for the next few weeks? And that's kind of where I'm kind of not as excited as I would have been. Even if we would have lost to the Eagles, if McCoy and everybody would have been healthy, I would have been like, we got a good team. We fought a team that's considered a Super Bowl contender in the Eagles. But now with the injuries, I'm a little bit in the middle, but I still have faith, Mikey. Clint Kubiak showed me enough in the first 2 weeks that I think that he can make a game plan efficient enough for us to keep our head above water these next few weeks while we kind of get out this injury rut.
Yeah, John, I mean, you basically that's music to my ears, man. Because look, on the Hurricane Mike show last night, we brought up the Eric McCoy situation. So it turns out he's going to be out for probably half the season, 6 to 8 weeks, but he will be back for that Rams game when we get this show. Sean, what's up?
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
So yeah, if we look at it, right, the Falcons, they don't really have any pass rushers that really scare you. Yeah, they got Matthew Judon, but I haven't really been hearing his name. The Chiefs, they got Chris Jones. We already know that's probably going to be our worst day on the offensive line. The Buccaneers, I don't know if Vita Vea is going to play. Last time I checked, he was kind of bugged out. What's up, Slim South? How you doing?
What up, Slim South?
Yep. So let's see. That's 1, 2. So that's 3 right there. Got Denver. They don't really have any pass rushers that really scare me. Then you got the Chargers. They got some good pass rushers on that D-line. So we're already 5 games in. Then we know what the Panthers got. Derek Brown, he's not playing, so we don't got to really worry about them. That's 6. So let's say he misses an extra 2 games and misses the full 8. You got Falcons, Browns. Now, the Browns might be a test, but I don't know. Myles Garrett will line up across our center. But, yeah, that's still going to be a big test. And then he should be back for that Rams game, which, I mean, they don't got Aaron Donald, so I don't think we will really have to worry about that. But that, my fault. I'm used to co-hosting with my dad. My fault. Jono. when you co-host with, or when you host a show with him for 43 freaking shows, I mean, it kind of gets confusing.
Shout out to your dad. You see what I got to deal with when I have Ziggy and Sean and Evan's annoying butt on the show, huh? You see what you got to deal with now.
Yeah. All right. So, John, you were actually on the news before the season. You said how Derek Carr can win over the fans. For the first 3 games of the 2024-2025 NFL season, do you think Derek Carr, if he keeps playing like he has been, do you think he's still got the potential, or do you think he already won the fans over?
I think he already won a good bit of the fans over. Now, the problem is if we start losing these games with all these injuries, then, it's a very up and down fan base right now. If he gives them a reason to not cheer, they will definitely not cheer. So how he handles these next few weeks with adversity standing in front of him is going to be really interesting to see because he is the leader of our team, Mikey. And, even if we lose tough games and whatnot, if he can show accountability and just play solid football, given the circumstances, I think fans will be okay with that and cheer and not, demean him the way we were demeaning him last season and throughout the off season. Now, if he's like still after things get a little bad, possibly, yelling at receivers and getting mad at the O line, then the fans are gonna it's gonna be open season on him. Like you said, when I went on Fox 8, I said though, winning cures everything. You win, and everybody was not everybody, but there was a good bit of people on social media were like, "Oh, what you mean, Jono? We're done with Derek Carr, the agenda and all that stuff." And I was like, yeah. If he wins and he's throwing 3 touchdowns a game, everybody's going to be back on the bandwagon. And everybody was back on the bandwagon. Now, can he do that without McCoy and possibly Ruiz and maybe not even a Kamara or a 50%, 60% Kamara instead of a 100%? We'll see. But I think as long as he just for people like me at least, give your best foot forward. Don't air out your teammates when things are going bad. Show some accountability. Even Drew Brees didn't have the best seasons, and we didn't win 10, 11 games every season with him. Then he can absolutely, at least quiet the fan base. They're always going to look for the next best thing. They're going to be all in on the Spencer Rattler hype until Rattler gives them a reason not to be hyped up. But I think that he can absolutely continue to win over the fan base. And if we win, even better.
Yeah. But now I want to get into something. So, yeah, on the topic of Derek Carr, right? Last week, he threw for 142 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, and a 69.1 rate and 5.7 YPA. Do you think those numbers, if Carr puts up, let's say, 200 yards against Atlanta, like way better than the effort he gave against Philly, do you think the Saints mollywop Atlanta?
No, because it's Atlanta, Mikey. So you know how those games are. It's always you. I mean, every now and then you get blowouts, but it's usually a game that's going to be close. And Atlanta's kind of banged up too. I know they have 2 offensive linemen now. They're not as banged up as us, but they're pretty banged up. That I can see, even though both fan bases are probably like, oh, they ain't got nobody on the D line to be scared of. The D lines can possibly eat on both sides just because it's a war of attrition, and both sides right now on offensive line don't have their full horses available. So. I see it being a close game. Now, if by chance we do blow them out, oh boy, it's going to be a party in the city. It's going to be a party on the Jono Barnes show too. It's going to be a party on your channel. But I see it being a close game. It's funny you mentioned Derek Carr's stats from last Sunday, and no, they weren't the best stats. But the funny thing is, and I mentioned this to Sean last night when he was busy doing his typical blah 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 stuff, is that I said the conversation would be so much different right now had we just got that stop on 3rd and 16 and on 4th down, because now we're talking about, whoa, look at that. One of the Derek Carr's toughest games, and he led a game-winning touchdown. But because our defense gave up the touchdown right back after, and now Carr throws a pick on the last play, it's a whole different conversation. So it just shows how fast things can change in the NFL. But I will say a good game by Derek Carr this Sunday is going to go a long way, not only for hopefully a win, but with the fan base as well. So I'm praying that he has even more than 200 yards, Mikey. How he gets it, I don't know, because, again, our O-line is banged up. Kamara's banged up. Kubiak is going to have to work some miracles, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued because it's all fun when, you're blowing opponents out by 30 points or whatnot, but the sign of a great coach, in my opinion, is how he handles adversity. One thing I liked about Sean Payne, Mikey, and people always call me a Sean Payne apologist, but hey, I'll take it. He bought us a Super Bowl. He bought us some of the best.
I will too. I'm a Sean Payne apologist as well.
Games where we won in 2019. We went 5-0 without Drew Brees, right? 2020, I remember we played the Bears in Chicago in November, and our whole wide receiver lineup was out. Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and Cadway was our top 3 receivers. They were all out. And Sean Payne found the way to game plan, efficient game plan to still beat Chicago in Chicago. To me, that's great coaching. That's when, okay, when you have your back against the wall, how can you still find a way to will your team to a victory? All the hype we gave Clint Kubiak is well-deserved, but he can really impress me Sunday and going forward by showing that he can still muster up an efficient offensive game plan when, he doesn't have all his horses available.
Yeah, the Saints overall, from Derek Carr to the running game to the pass catches to the defense. They all got to step up if we're going to win this one. Jerry brings up a comment saying TJ and Big Q and Aaron are alive now. Wait, that's good, man. You got 4 guys that you can watch and they can choose from, and they can hop in and out.
That's the
4
great
guys.
thing is we have a nice Saints YouTube community that's building, and there's so many options, right? So many options. I wish I had the hours in the day to watch everybody's content. I do my best to watch bits and pieces of everybody, but it just shows how the new school of media, I guess, is going where fans have a voice and a platform to talk about that team. And sometimes, it leads to things like Eric McCoy came to my house. That's the beauty of what we're building here as a fan base and all the fan bases, to be honest. I love it. Shout out to TJ, Big Q, and Aaron. Shout out to you too, Jerry.
Yep, definitely shout out to Jerry. He's been
you're doing it small. You're doing it real young where you can build. I'm old, Mikey. I started way too late. You're doing it young, Mike. You're doing it real good. You're doing it. You're smart. You started young. Keep going at it.
Hey, John, you remember what you told me, like, one of the first times I ever hopped on your show, like, when you put the link in chat and I hopped on? You remember one of the first things you told me?
My first recollection was when you went off on Sean and you left a lasting impact on my whole family. What did I say? You had a bright future. I'm pretty sure I told you that because I meant that.
Well, that too, but also you said in 5 years, go subscribe to Mikey's YouTube channel. Man, it didn't even take me 5 years. It took me like 1 or 2.
I love it, and I'm proud to see you building your audience. I mean, look, you got Jerry in here, you got Slim Soul, you got an audience, and you're going to continue to build. It doesn't happen overnight for anybody, so I love it. I remember, man, I think it was Hoodie Jubes. Where I remember you came on my show, but I remember you would be on Hoodies as well. Shout out to Hoodie. There used to be this other fan. I forget his name. He doesn't really do videos as much anymore. He was a funny guy. I forget what his name was. He used to talk about like UFC and stuff on his channel as well. He was a big Taysom Hill fan. I don't know if you remember. I forget his name, but
was it Masked Up Saints podcast or something?
I don't remember. He was a cool guy. I don't see much from him. I remember there was a lot of people who, when I first started, I don't see as much anymore, which kind of makes me sad. But I mean, not everybody's always going to be constantly online the way I am. But goes to your point though, Mikey. Like, this isn't you're not new to this, you're true to this. You came on when I first started in 2021, and I wasn't even as polished as I am now. And you were watching when I only had maybe 4 people watching and didn't have any type of setup or any type of structure to my podcast and stream. So I always appreciate that. And you did leave a great impression with being so young but passionate and charismatic about your personality and your opinions.
Yeah. In fact, what up, Derek? Yeah. What's up, Derek L? Just talking, got able to get John on the show. However, Hoodie last night said something about he has respect for the Rams guy. Look, Brett, as much as I do not like Evan's mouth, I just cannot. I still don't like Sean more than Evan because here's why.
Hold on, now you met Sean. You met Sean. He was real nice to you at this shit more than a drink lunch. What's up with that?
But that's because I wasn't trying to get thrown in jail for assault. So, look, the reason I don't like Sean is the first time I ever came on, it was beef with me and Sean. Look, it's not anything personal, but I just cannot put anybody else number 1 ahead of Sean. Okay, that's the only time Sean wins at some is who I hate more. Because Evan be annoying me. I think Evan's the most annoying person, but the person that I strictly have beef with is Sean. Because he was because I'm not gonna lie, the first time that I even hopped on your show, I didn't even know Evan was the Cowboys fan for real. I was just paying attention to Sean freaking trash talking, man. But yeah.
All right, so like me and Ziggy always say, you just got to play the long game with us because putting up with Sean and Evan's silliness leads to great episodes like last week when we beat the Cowboys' butt and we had the whole show of the Jono Barnes show just spanking on Evan, like you said, Mikey, belts her ass for about 2 hours. That's what makes it all worth it. Now I will say this: when they kind of turn down their trolling level a little bit, Sean and Evan do provide, in my opinion at least, I'm biased. That's my best friend and my my little bro. Some good analysts when they actually want to be serious. Sometimes if you watch the McCoy interview, like Sean was being professional, Sean was like asking some good questions, and that's why he's a valuable asset to the show. But I like that they get y'all riled up, because one of the things that when we decided to like really take the show to a next level, and people were like, oh, why you got a Cowboys fan? Why you got a Rams fan? We want to hear about Saints. And I was like, that's fine. I said, but one, I don't want to be like every, as great as it is to have this community, there's a lot of Saints shows. So I'm like, well, how do I stand out? One way to stand out is to have people who aren't wearing black and gold blinders, if you want to say that, and can provide opinions that might not be in our echo chamber of what we always constantly hearing as Saints fans. And two, I just like the entertainment of it, Mikey. Like, I'm a unique Saints channel. I'm not an X's and O's guy. We talk X's and O's, but I'm comedy, I'm entertainment. So I say I'm a wrestling fan, Mikey, as you know. So I grew up on sports entertainment. I'm watching the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix now, and it's still teaching me things about just how to build characters and, the entertainment aspect of it if you want to garner an audience. So I think what Sean and Evan do is they're the heels, Mikey. They're the bad guys of the show, and I like that. I like them being like able to draw heat. I like when the chat is going off on them. I think that makes for an entertaining product, and I welcome it from opposing fans too. I see my guy Jerry, and Jerry's always kind of getting on me about being a moderator so he can clean up the chat, and I'm always like, you know what, Jerry, I don't mind like Falcons trolls coming in the chat. I don't mind Eagles fans, Packers fans coming in the chat. I want that. I want that for my show. I want my show to be a free for all. It's the wrestling fan to me, Mikey. I enjoy the entertainment of it. I enjoy the bad guys, which is the good guys. Of course, us being the good guys. I enjoy that. So I think Sean and Evan played their roles very well, where sometimes they are obviously doing it just to rile us up. But I love it because you guys engage with it, and you guys do a damn good job giving it right back to them. And that's what makes my show so unique. And that's why I think that I've been able to kind of elevate myself amongst all the podcasters. It's just, this is something different. This is not just Saints. It's, okay, we got some bad guys, some trolls, some entertaining characters, in my opinion.
Well, it's fun.
And you do a great job, Mikey. You do a great job of giving it back to them. So I love it.
Oh, trust me, bro. I know you said this on my show, but like, after your show last week, and don't worry, Jerry, we'll get into your question because he has a question for you, Jono. But, bro, like, my dad called me. He's like, boy, you really called that man 10 times? I'm like, yes, I did. You got a problem with it?
Mike, you have called me every single week since I've opened the voicemails. And even during the dog days of the offseason when, about 70% of my audience left the channel and didn't come back until 2 weeks ago, you were still calling. Even when I wasn't doing the voicemail segments, I say there's no point in doing voicemail segments if people aren't calling. You were still calling, and I appreciate that, Mikey. You are this shit more than the game certified.
Yeah. But now here, John received the question from Jerry saying, so before I even say this question, for those that don't know, which is kind of hard not to. So John, like I said, opening the show, he got his own little fan meet and greet during his drink launch on the Saints Titans preseason game at Blue Oak Barbecue, and me and him kind of met up, and I was there an hour before the thing even started. And by the way, before you say yes, I'm 5'11", because I know the first thing you told me was that I'm tall. I'm 5'11", to be exact. So, John, do you want to answer the question? Because I answered the question twice already. So
it was awesome to meet Mikey face to face. The Mikey you see or hear on YouTube is the Mikey you get in person. His mom and dad were the absolute best.
Well, it was my stepmom and my dad. It was my stepmom and my real dad.
Stepmom and your dad were awesome. I'm honored that they even let you, because the shirt is not kid friendly, I guess, and that they.
My sister went on me saying, "Well, I'm surprised that got me you that shirt." And I'm like, Savannah, this more than a game.
You damn right, Mikey, and tell your dad he's a real one for that. But Jerry was great. Mikey was awesome. Mikey made it to my own event before me. Like he said, he came an hour early. He stayed for the whole event. He couldn't even get the drink because it's an alcoholic drink. But he was still able, like Ziggy said, to get this more than a Sprite. Some good food. It was good times. It was good people. To have internet, like you said, I'm internet famous, right? So internet and real life are two different things. So I was like, man, I would hate to do this type of event and nobody shows up. So it meant a lot that you showed up, Mike. We had some other people show up as well. But it just shows the community that you can build as a, I don't like the word influencer, but that's the word that people want to call me. Then it's nice to have people like that. Yeah. And we were very happy. I don't know if you saw the video I did from the drink launch, Mikey, but at the end of it, Clarissa gave you a shout out saying, hey,
yeah, I was the first man, it was like midnight, and I'm like, bro, I don't care what my mother says. I'm watching this, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
I don't want to use the word fan because it's just weird for me to say I have fans, but you might be my biggest supporter, Mikey. For real, I appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like.
I'm sorry, by the way, Joe, because he also asked for an autograph, and I gave him the worst autograph. My marker and the dish shit more than the game shirt was not. It was not a good combination. So I tried my best to give him an autograph, but I had a vision for how I wanted the autograph to look, and the marker and me and the shirt were not agreeing. So, Mike, I owe you a better autograph if we ever run into each other again.
Sometimes you just gotta take what you can get, right?
You just gotta hang that one up like a original. If I'm ever worth money one day, you can set it for like $283,000.
Yeah, but the thing is, that kind of made Hoodie jealous because Hoodie also had his thing going on for his birthday, and I'm like, and then I unfortunately couldn't make it that day because I was with my dad helping him move, and he was like, "Man, I'm the only one that you don't want me." I'm like, "Bro, what do you want me to do? Just freaking like, cause like I'm a good son, so I'm gonna be there with my dad. Like, I like you, Hoodie, but I like my dad more." So,
shout out to Hoodie, man. There's gonna be more events, I'm sure, for Hoodie. I'm sure. What up, Derek?
So there you go. But yeah, now back on this. Well, before we get back on Saints football, tell them because I'm gonna tell y'all my journey to YouTube. But Jono, what inspired you to be a content creator?
It was 2021, Mikey. Middle of the pandemic, and I've always thought that I could possibly do content, but just was too lazy to ever actually put my foot to the ground and actually do it. And in the middle of the pandemic, we're all stuck at home, right? So I remember just being like, man, if there's a time for me to do this content thing, it's got to be now. Because I would have nights where I would just kind of like lay in bed late at night and be like, man, how many followers or subscribers would I had I started a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago? But finally, I got the will. Shout out to my big bro who's in heaven now, who also kind of gave me that motivation to say, Jono, go for it, because he was doing his rap career and he was out there during the pandemic still shooting. I was like, man, if he can do, follow his dreams, I can follow my dreams too. So I had no idea it would get to this point. I really didn't. You say internet famous. I never thought fame was even a part of the equation. When I started, I was just going to be like, I'm gonna just do vlog. If you Mikey, there's a saying on YouTube, and I never took down these videos, even though they suggest once you find your niche, you take down the videos that has something to do with your niche. But I kind of want people to see my journey. So if you go on my YouTube channel and get like the oldest videos, you will see videos that have absolutely nothing to do with what like there's a how-to video about my French bulldog. It's just like stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with the Saints I was doing. But I was throwing everything at the wall to see what would stick. Things that interest me, though. That's why I called it the Jono Barnes channel. I didn't want to call it the Saints Talk channel or the Saints and Pelicans Zone. I wanted to be Jono Barnes because I'm saying I'm the brand. It's my channel. So it's not going to always be the case. If I want to do a WrestleMania video, I can do that. And people don't be confused because it's not a Saints channel. It is. I mean, obviously the Saints are my passion. The Pelicans are my passion. I love sports. You're going to get 90% of the time Saints or Pelicans or LSU talk or sports talk. But if I want to do a video at Disney World, if I want to do a video about WrestleMania, I can do that because it's the Jono Barnes channel. But with the pandemic, I decided to finally hit the record button on my camera, and I think it shows people, no matter what age you are, you can be young like Mikey, middle age like me, you can always follow your dreams, and I'm very honored that I've been able to build a community that I have been. What up, keeping it real?
Yeah, Dolph Jackson said, how are you doing? I'm doing good, Dolph. And he also said, John, we need to collaborate. Yeah. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, hit me up. Keeping it real. I have my email. I'm pretty sure on my YouTube channel. That's usually the best way if you don't have a Twitter account to just DM me to email.
Yeah.
I believe we actually did, but the Dallas game, I kind of had so much going on that I couldn't. The Dallas game was fun. Hopefully that wasn't our peak, Mike, but the Dallas game was fun.
Man, look, I tried to stream the Dallas game, but you see the hurricane hit like our internet connection or whatever, so I couldn't even stream the game. Like, I was streaming the game, but then I always get kicked out, but then I was streaming the game again, then get kicked out. Man, I really wish that I had internet to stream that freaking game, because I would have freaking lit Evan up, bro. If you go to my community tab, I mean, it's kind of hard to find because I'm always usually active on my community tab, but there's like a few times where I just say the Cowboy cycle, and I say, hey, Evan, which part of the cycle you at now, or something. So yeah, but let me. So now, look, I made a video back when I had like 10 subscribers, and now I'm at 127. Saying how that works. So yeah, I made a video, like you can still search it up. Back when my YouTube channel was called Mikey Saints Fan for Life, but I'm like, that's too long to search up, so I'm just gonna change my name to Hurricane Mike, and plus it kind of suits me better.
Mhm.
But look, my YouTube channel kind of started where it's like basically what happened with me. I had to see failure in order to get to this position. Because a lot of people don't know. I had a YouTube channel prior called the what was it called? I think it was called the Unknown Football Talk Show Host, something like that. Basically, where it's like it was me, but like you just see a black screen, you know,
Yeah,
doll
yeah.
face. Yeah.
That's usually a way to not have people watch. So you just have a black screen and audio.
Yeah. So like, look, so yeah, like at the time, I wasn't allowed to show my face or nothing like that. So
Oh yeah.
basically, I had like Steve Failure, right? And I'm not gonna lie, my voice sounded like I was 5 back in the day, you know. But Dolph asked, "What is like?" We're gonna answer your question in a second, Dolph.
Oh
But first,
no, we actually already talked about that. You were watching earlier, Dolph.
oh yeah, we did. Yeah, he gave his opinion. I gave my opinion. Dolph.
You got rewind
Yeah,
it, Dolph. That's all good. You just got to rewind. There's so much Saints content out there. I get it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, basically what I was, basically it was kind of like that. But however, there was these two people that kind of encouraged me. One was obviously the guy we have on the right hand side of me, Donna. But there was also another person that actually had on my show like in February. Um, Basically, I had somebody named Kyle Phelps. He's also a YouTuber. He's a Cincinnati Bengals fan. But he kept, like, because he does his own streaming thing. And I was watching one time and I was like, I might actually start a channel. What do you think about that? And he was like, I think you could do big and I hope that you get yourself out there. So, like almost 2 years later, here we are. Man, I remember. Yeah. In fact, I was actually trying to start another YouTube channel where I was just rampaging on Sean, but the channel didn't go through. For some reason.
Yeah, Sean ain't
So
worth it. Don't worry. That was the YouTube guy saying, "Don't worry, Sean ain't worth it." That's
yeah,
awesome, Mikey. One thing I always say, the first thing I told myself when I started content was, rule number one: you cannot be afraid to fail, because you will fail. I still fail to this day. Like people might see my channel, my numbers. Oh, he has his own drink. He's doing commercials with the airport. That doesn't
I
excuse the
lived
fact
in
that
failure.
I still do content that I consider failures when maybe it doesn't get as much engagement or likes or whatever. And not that I live for that, but I kind of gauge what's the temperature of my audience by some of the content I drop. So just a reminder to you and to anybody who's ever getting into content, you cannot be afraid to fail. If you believe in what you're doing, put it out there. Some things are going to hit, some things are going to be, you're going to strike out. Michael Jordan missed shots. Aaron Judge doesn't hit a home run every time he's up to play.
Yeah, Drew Brees threw interceptions.
Exactly. So, just don't be afraid to fail. Believe in yourself. Put the work in. Keep the passion, and you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. I see. Wait, there. Yeah, no, I did a dog. I think we took my Shady to Lafayette Park, and that just it goes to show. Well, one, Derek, I'm glad
I watched
that
it.
it was a Saints video that brought you in. I was doing video, and I still every now and then might do a vlog where it has nothing to do with the Saints and Pelicans, and obviously the numbers will not reflect a Saints video. Or like if I do a Saints video, I'll probably get 2K for a reaction views. If I do a video, well, hey, here's me at a local barbecue spot, it might get 500 if that, But hey, it's my passion. It's what I enjoy doing. It's the Jono Barnes channel, not the Saints channel. So I get Jono Barnes content. I'm just glad that people like me enough to want to follow this journey that I'm on.
Yeah, because also, so I definitely remember my debut on Big Shoe Show as well. That's actually where my channel name came from. But Dolph actually had another question saying, Jono, how much did you enjoy that ass whooping we put on them cables?
I think if you watched my stream last Tuesday on the Jono Barnes show, you saw how hoarse my voice was. That is your
Yeah,
answer.
I remember.
How much fun we had in Dallas. And if you haven't had a chance yet, watch the vlog I did from AT&T Stadium, and that will easily answer your question on how much fun me and my family had in Dallas. And you can see Evan with the dumbest look on his face at the end of the video.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. Jared says so. Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes you got to think about it because some people are acting like, look, I know I ain't perfect, bro. Like, there's still some stuff that I regret doing. But what we can all agree on, man, at least, we gave it an effort, okay? And, like, so, like, you know, like, the Saints, sometimes it is easy to talk about. So that's where a lot of content comes from. However, I will say this, man. If the Saints lose this Sunday, don't expect nice words from me. That's all.
That's fine. I want the passion. I want the raw reaction. There's going to be times where we look back on some of our videos, and I look back on my videos, and I'm like, one, I probably shouldn't have said that. You're right, but two, wow, I was wrong about that. But that's what being a fan is. I don't pretend to be media or this expert or anything like that. I'm a fan just like everybody else. I have a platform now, but I'm a fan like everybody else. And when I am wrong, I try to acknowledge it. And I always say on my show, as far as like Dennis Allen, if you make the playoffs and prove me wrong, I'll make my apology as loud as my disrespect has been. So I'm never afraid to be wrong because that's what the fun of being a fan is. Sometimes you're going to be wrong. One of my worst takes ever, thank God I didn't have a YouTube back then, was when we signed Breeze in 06. And I was like, why are we signing Drew Brees? I was like, we got Aaron Brooks right there. We could draft Matt Leinart or Vince Schoen, Jay Cutler even. Like, say, why are we wasting money on Drew Brees? So I've had some bad takes, and I embrace the bad takes because that's what being a fan is all about. So you gotta love it. You gotta love it, Mikey.
Yeah. Like I still remember the day I started this channel. Right, I was like, I don't know how long I'll be able to do this, but man, look, I still remember the day where if I got 30 views, that would count as a win for me. But now, in fact, hold on, let me see what my high is. Hold on, because I think I had a video freaking signing Samson Nakua or whatever. I think that video I don't know why 130 or 150 some people care about somebody named Samson Nakua.
Well, sometimes the algorithm will show you love and push you to channels, maybe there's a Puka fan base out there, and because his brother got signed with the Saints, they push your video out. There's so many dynamics to content creation that we could do a whole other show about that, Mikey. But every video that, even if it gets 30 likes, that's a win because that's 30 people. I'll imagine if you go outside right now, Mikey, and 30 people come up to you and say, "You the man, Mikey." That'll make you feel good, right? So when people say, "Oh man, I only got 30 views on my video," I'm like, "Okay, that's 30 people who watched and liked your video. Good for you. That's a good thing." Think about it that way. I'm looking forward to, I guess, the fun thing about this content thing is, when I try to be glass half full, like when the Saints do break out hearts, which inevitably happens, like last Sunday, it's always kind of fun to go back like 4 months later and like see my reaction after that Atlanta loss in November and be like, wow, you can see the passion, you can see the fun of being, the rawness, I guess, of being a fan. So I'll be like you, Mikey. I'm streaming a game for the first time. I'm streaming a regular season game too on my channel Sunday. Hoping people can join for a little bit. And if we lose, you'll be hearing me yell in this microphone. If we win, you'll be hearing me yell in this microphone. It should be a fun game. I don't think Atlanta's as good as hyped. I think they should be 0-3, to be honest. The Eagles gave them that game on Monday night. Now, injuries do continue to concern me, but Atlanta ain't who I think their fans think they are, to be honest. They might beat us. I'm not saying that we are either, but I think it's going to still be, even with the injuries, a close game. We'll see. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. But I just looked it up. My most popular video is us signing Samson Nakua. That got 135 views, so shout out to you. And then my second highest viewed video is actually a video that I was inspired to do, basically. But speaking of inspired, it was Sports Art for Losers because somebody freaking said that, and I was like, bro, you're an idiot. But anyways, I've been a fan of another content creator, I'm about to say, for probably like 3, 4, 5 years now. His name he's a Cowboys fan. His name is Scooter Magruder. So I was watching this video last week, and I was like, all right, let's see what he's got to say now. But I did not expect what I was going to see at the end. Do you know what happened?
What happened, Mikey?
Apparently, somebody named Jono freaking Barnes was in the video, and I'm like, bro, I reacted like if I was in that video, I was like, bro, there is no way.
Was that? I guess that's how Stone Cold feels when a fan gets crazy after seeing him. I purposely kept that under wraps because I wanted to see how much of a surprise it could be. So I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that means a lot to me, Mikey. We because he told me I could announce if I wanted. I said, no, I'm gonna keep it under wraps and just kind of surprise people on the Monday after the game. Goes to show you never know who's watching because he came up to me and he was like, hey man, I see you doing your thing. I'm trying to implement opposing fans in my very popular video series of Cowboys fan reaction skits this season. Would you like to represent the Saints fans? And I say, hell yeah, I would. And man, shout out to Scooter, a great guy. I'm honored to be on his platform. He's got me like 200 plus followers on YouTube or subscribers since that video. Just a great guy. I consider him like on the Mount Rushmore of NFL YouTubers because he's been doing it for so long and he's built, this type of content that people like me are now putting my foot in the water with. So I did a video in 2021 where I green screened myself into one of his videos. Wasn't my best work. I'm letting you know right now. Like said, you're gonna have failures. That was one of them. It wasn't my best work, but it was kind of.
I remember that video.
It was a full circle moment for me, Mikey, last week to be actually in his video. I was like, this is pretty cool. It goes to show, man, if you just keep working at it and follow your dreams, you never know where it can take you. So hopefully one day I'm at Scooter's level, and I would love to give back to small influencers the way Scooter is doing this show by having, small influencers like me on his huge platform. It was fun.
Yeah. I remember that video. It was Thanksgiving night, Saints playing the Cowboys, and we have I think our quarterback was Taysom Hill. Then he got his finger banged up or whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know who Simeon came in. I think Taysom finished the game. But I remember that game. Tony Pollard ran for a touchdown that just freaking drove a nail right through my heart. We lost 27-17 because Deontay Hardy scored a garbage time touchdown. And then I remember watching that video. I think it was actually Scooter's birthday. You see, your boy got knowledge. He's got memory. So, yeah. And then, that happened. And I'm like...
It's funny. I always joke, I started the content in 2021. That's been as long as we haven't made the playoffs was from 2021 to now. So I'm like, maybe I'm the bad luck. I don't know, but I'm hoping we can. I have still yet to do a playoff video while doing this Saints brand of content. So hopefully this season, Mike, I can finally do a playoff video.
You and me both, brother. But yeah, I'm also
last season we I'm sorry to interrupt. Last season we did the what was it? The Cowboys was kind of like our Super Bowl loss. I mean, them losing to the Packers because we got to jump on.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Imagine like if the Saints actually have a playoff game, how much fun we can have, as a community. So hopefully this season the streak is end.
Yeah, like I was saying, man, like the Saints, bro. Look, the Saints, I feel like are always that one team that people will be forgetting about. Cause I understand, because there was actually this one time where Skip Bayless, the 85-year-old Jack, you know what? Yeah, so he was like, some dude, I think his name's Keyshawn Johnson, predicted the Saints to go to the Super Bowl. Idiot, I know. And basically Skip was like, do they even play football in the world? And I'm like, yeah, the world's definitely forgot about the Saints. Yep, definitely did. However, if you could have told me that the Saints would be, bruh, last year I think the Saints were only number one in the division for like 1 week. If you would have told me, if they would have told you that the Saints would be 2-1, have over 100 points 3 weeks into the season, and also division champs for now, how would you freaking react in that moment?
Like I said earlier in the show, I would say sign me up, right? I mean, context is always needed because now you have the context of how the season has gone, and you're like, man, we 3-0 was right there, though, just like last season. When we had 3-0 right there, and then Derek Carr goes down against the Packers, and we forget to act like we know how to play football, and we let the Packers come back. And I'm hoping that, this isn't like we're following the same script as last year, like 2-0, and then week 3, everything just kind of goes to shit. But I'm trying to be, glass half full. Trying to be glass half full, hoping that the week 3 is just, for some reason, has been the bane. Whereas D8 always wins in week 1. It seems like in week 3, he just can't get over that hump of winning 3 games in a row. D8 has not won 3 games in a row throughout his whole head coaching tenure with the Raiders and with us. I'm like, D8, you got to find a way at some point. Win 3 games in a row. And the one we had Sunday, it was right there, and it's still. But 2-1 is 2-1. It's a long season. The NFC South doesn't, it's the same. It's not as bad as I think people hype it up to be, but it's also, there's no as of now, at least, no dominant team that I've seen. You know, Tampa lost to the Broncos on Sunday. The Falcons, again, to me, should be 0-3. I mean, maybe they are gelling, like their fans are saying that they're going to kind of pick it up the more playing time they get. We'll see. I mean, I think one thing about the Falcons, Mike, what I always say, they're going Falcon. So the NFC South is up for grabs. Us being 2-1 right now is a good spot to be when it feels like the division is still going to be anyone's to win in December. So even with all these injuries, if we can just stay above 500 will be real nice. But even if maybe we go into December and we're 500, I feel like the NFC South is still going to be in that middle of the pack as well, where the Bucs or the Falcons aren't going to be too ahead of us, that we can still try to win the division later into the season. So I'm happy for 2-1. I want more. If we go 3-1, like I said, it's going to be a party on everybody's YouTube channel this week. But they got to find a way. Clint and DA and Derek, y'all got to find a way.
Yep, they do. Like, because if you looked at the past 3 years that the Saints have missed playoffs, right? There was always that one game, okay, and during the season where it's like you should have won that game, and then you would have made playoffs. For example, 2021, right? It was actually week. I think literally most of them have been week 3s. So week 3. You were on. I think you were on the road against the Giants. No, I think you're actually at home against the Giants. You're at home against the Giants. You're up 21-10. You score a touchdown, but it doesn't count because Adam Troutman, if y'all still remember that name, got a flag. Got a flag, and then the Giants end up coming back, forcing overtime, and then you lose because another name everybody knows now is Saquon freaking Barkley. So,
what week was that? That was week 3 too, Mikey? Because that was the Sean Payne era, but that was week 3. Wow, man. What about week 3s?
Man, look, number 3 freaking gets on my nerves at this point. And then the year after that, 2022, when Dennis Allen finally takes over, right? You're up like 13 against the Bucs or whatever, in like a primetime game. You win that game, then you have a fighting chance for the division. But in the last 2 minutes, you got pass interference calling a Debo on Mike Evans that takes the Bucs from like the 50-yard line to the 1-yard line. They punch it in. Then the next drive, you freaking stuffed run, get sacked, and then I think a dropped pass by Taysom Hill. You punt the ball. Then Tom Brady does Tom Brady magic. And then you miss the playoffs by 1 game. And then year after that, week 3 against the Green Bay freaking Packers, you're up 17-0. And even though Derek Carr gets hurt, I understand that's still not an excuse for us blowing a 17-0 lead.
It's not.
And then Evan.
You know what? You mentioned the word Cowboys. Mike, what I tell you on my show, you cannot say the word Dallas Cowboys or he will appear. He has like this thing in his head.
Evan.
Okay. He is annoying. He is so annoying, man. And you would think, Mike, he would have learned his lesson. Oh, look, we got Ziggy too. All right, there we go. We got some. It's called balance. It's called balance. You would think Evan would learn his lesson after what we did to him last week, but he's like a glutton for punishment. He wants more, so we're gonna keep giving it to him. We're gonna keep giving it to him on the Jono Barnes show. Believe that. Shout out to Ziggy, man. Shout out to Ziggy. That's a real one right there, not Evan.
Yeah. Shout out to Ziggy. But Evan, let me talk to you now that I actually got you right here for a second. Okay, so have your ears open because I know, like Cowboy fan, you don't like hearing the talk. Let me tell you something right now, Evan. You want to talk all this crap saying that a week is a new week. But if you would have blew out the Saints 44-19, it would have been like, I told y'all are trash. I told you the Cowboys were going to put that spanking on the Saints. But now, since the Saints beat the Cowboys, it's just a new week. How did that Saints gear feel last week, Evan? How did it feel? Not very good, huh? Not very good, huh?
We're gonna get Sean in December too. We're gonna get Sean in December. Yeah, we're gonna make Evan put it back on. I mean, hey, we might play them in the playoffs. I think Dallas is still good enough.
If we play them in the playoffs, it's gonna be a back-to-back spanking.
I'm like me and Ziggy say, play the long game with us, folks. Play the long game with us when it comes to Evan and Sean because we got something for them.
All right, shout out to Ziggy. You say subscribe. Shout out to Ziggy. I still don't know how you found Evan. John, did you text them in like a group chat or something?
Nah, they I think they know when I go on live, like they get the notification. So because Ziggy's about to, if I'm correct, Ziggy's about to go on live on him and Sean have their own non-Saints, non-sports show that they're about to go on live now. So Ziggy probably saw me because you have my name in the title, huh?
Yeah.
So I probably came up on his For You page saying with Evan. Evan was probably going to tune in to Sean and Ziggy's show and saw me on a For You page and say, oh, let's go. Well, Evan at least was like, let me go troll Mikey right quick. But Ziggy a real one because Ziggy's about to go on live right now, but he still stopped by to show love. That's why Ziggy is the taste him hell of the Saints community.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, bruh, Evan, man, I don't even know if you're still here, but bruh, you're Cowboys stuff. Bruh, you're 1-2. Like, I'm sorry, but your team still has to get at least our team has a winning record. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, right, being the Jono Barnes show, only the Saints fans of that show have a winning record over the Rams and the sad ass Cowgirls. Okay, I said I don't like cuss on the channel, but hey, here's warranted. Man, ain't nobody worried about the freaking sad ass Cowgirls, bro. Like the only. Bro, oh, we them boys. We're going, bro. You beat up on the Cleveland Browns team. Cool, congratulations. You want a cookie for that? Cool. And then what did you do? What did you do after that? Not only did you get mollywopped by the Saints, but then you got mollywopped against the Ravens. And don't say we're coming back, because you know dang well if the Saints were getting their asses handed to them by the Ravens, you know. And then let's say the Saints only lost by 3 points in that game. You'll be like, oh, typical Saints, showing up when it doesn't matter most. In fact, Cowboys, let me pull up their schedule. I don't even know. I know they play tomorrow night, which, shoot, I don't even know if y'all beat the Giants for real. And I don't like the Giants either because their fans annoy me as well. But look, you play the Giants. Okay, let's say you win that game. Okay, you're 2-3. Play the Steelers. They're red hot. They got a great defense. They're 2-4. Lions, you ain't beating no Detroit Lions. 2-5. 49ers, they're your daddies. 2-6. Falcons, you probably win that game.
They got a tough schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, Falcons, they're the Falcons, so you're 3-6 there. Eagles, it's at home. You probably split with the Eagles. So let's say that means you're 4-8. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, you're 4-7. Play the Texans. Okay, you probably win that one. You're 5-7.
They're not being the Texans. They're not being the Texans.
Oh yeah, my fault. I forgot they got Stephon Diggs. Yeah, you're losing that game. So what? You're 4-9 or whatever. 4-8. Yeah, you're 4-8.
Yeah,
Commanders.
See, that's why Evan is living vicariously, and Jaden Daniels, so watch out for that. Evan is living vicariously through every Saints loss because he knows the Cowboys ain't gonna be shit. So I like
this could be a hot take. This could be actually a hot take. I got the Commanders sweeping Dallas, so that's
but I would take one win and be very happy with it.
Man, so honestly, I got them at 4-10. You probably sweep the Giants, so you're 5-10. Bengals, I think the Bengals got their ish together at the end of the season, so you're gonna be 5 and freaking. Okay, you know, let's say you. So yeah, then you play the Panthers, Buccaneers, the Eagles in the season. So honestly, I see your ceiling at 6 or 7 wins, Evan. You ain't.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be that's like I said, play the long game with me and Ziggy because we're gonna love to see what excuses he has week by week on the Jono Barnes show. I can't wait, Mike. I can't wait.
Right, like the only games I see you absolutely winning, probably with no question, is probably Giants, maybe, and even that's still a question. But Giants, you probably win. The Falcons, that's a toss-up. You know, both arrogant fan bases going at it. That's a toss-up. You know, the Eagles games are always tricky, but you probably win one at home, you know, because that's all the Cowboys' way. They always win at home and then lose on the road against Philly. You know, the Commanders, maybe you get one, you know. And then the Bengals, you probably lose that one. But let's say the Bengals freaking aren't that good as we thought. But other than that, like, even I honestly think the Buccaneers will give you problems at the end of the year. So, right. Evan, don't
we need to beat the Bucs first. Now, that's one game I will be cheering for them because that might be when the division is like last week on the line. So I hope they beat the Bucs.
Yeah, I'll be cheering for them too. But I'm saying, like, even if they win, that ain't gonna be no blowout of a game now. So, like, bro, I only see like 6, maybe even 5 clear wins for you. The rest of games are all toss-ups. Like, y'all will most likely smoke the Panthers no matter who their starting quarterback is. But other than that, like, who else do you got? Like,
that to me, Mikey, makes it seem like it's going to be a very fun December and January on your channel and on the Jono Barnes channel. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I think this is a good way for us to wrap up. We should give our score predictions for this Sunday. And I want to ask you a question. You're asking me, I want to know how you feel with all these injuries. About before we give out, we'll close out with the score predictions. But first, I want to know, how do you feel about the team? With McCoy out and Ruiz might be out this week, and Kamara, if it does play, is probably going to be like 60%, 70%. Do you think we have a shot still long term to be successful, or do you think we're looking at another typical 8-9 win type season where we're just in the middle of the pack and we can't excel to 10-11 wins? How you feeling?
I mean, look, I was all the way confident going into that Philly game until Eric McCoy got hurt.
Yeah.
And that's why I brought this, because look, I don't like just saying my random thoughts unless I know the teams we're playing. So we look at the schedule, right? This might be a spoiler, but I do got us being Atlanta. Okay, so we're 3-1. The Chiefs game, I don't have us winning at this current moment, so that's 3-2. Buccaneers, I think we win at home. But if you look at all the games, I'm not gonna go game by game because that'll take too long. But if you look at all the games, I'm not too worried. Okay, if Eric McCoy is back by December, I'm not too worried. Okay, I guess I'm still on the edge of the panic mode because we've seen this for 3 damn years, where it's like the Saints are looking so great, then one key player gets hurt, and then we're left out. So if McCoy gets back when he's supposed to get back, I'll take that as a win. But if he doesn't, then we're definitely going to have a rough late season. But even then, I don't think that will be 100% accurate because we play teams like the Raiders, the Giants, the Rams, Browns. So I think the Saints will be okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Commanders game is going to look a lot harder now with Jordan Daniels being good. You got the Packers in Green Bay on December 23rd. It's going to be probably snowing. That's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be tough. It's absolutely going to be tough. I think after the Buccaneers game, it's kind of where you got to stretch with the Broncos. The Chargers are solid, but the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Browns, that's probably when you need to start racking up some wins so you can have some cushion. It's going to be interesting. Injuries, I keep feeling like, man, it's going to keep us in this 8-9 win level. If I will say, I think Sunday is going to be very, it's hard for me to give predictions or whatnot until I see how we look finally with some adversity. So Sunday is going to really be a telltale sign for me, probably for you and a lot of fans, to say how we feel going forward for the rest of the season. Even if we lose, but we give Atlanta a game where it comes down to a field goal, which would suck that we lose by that little. But I'll be like, okay, we got enough dogs to still, fight and win enough games to, come December still be in contention. Now, if Atlanta comes out and just molly whoops us, I'll be like, all right, this is going to be, unfortunately, week 3 was the beginning of the end. The Cowboys was the peak of our season, which I'm sure Evan's going to remind us 1,000 times. So it'll be interesting. But at least Clint Kubiak, Mikey, gave us so much fun in the first 2 weeks that we have faith that maybe we actually still can do something substantial. So let's close it out with this way then, Mikey. Now you kind of spoiled it, but we need to give our score prediction. So I think it's going to be a close game Sunday, Mikey. But one of the commandments in addition, more than the game commandments, is you never show the Falcons love. So, if I wasn't a Saints fan, I'd probably be like, oh man, the Saints got too many injuries. It's in Atlanta. I got to go with the Falcons. But we don't do that down here. The shit more than the game. I am going with the Saints 21. It's going to be a low scoring game, I feel like. The Saints 21 to the Atlanta Falcons 14. And it's going to be one of the more impressive games, I believe, because Kubiak is going to find a way to generate points still without our top dogs, and our defense is going to make Kirk Cousins look like the statue that he is in the pocket, and Atlanta fans are going to be befuddled by how they cannot get past Dennis Allen and the New Orleans Saints. So that is my score prediction. I'll take a win which way, but I really want to see the Falcons fans crowing on Sunday evening. So come on, Clint. Come on, Derek. Come on, DA. Do it for your boy. What you feel, Mikey?
Oh, before I say it, so Derek L said, "No, we can't lose Sunday. It's my birthday."
I agree. Happy early birthday, Derek. Yeah, now we can't lose now, Mikey. We can't lose on Derek's birthday. We cannot lose on Derek's birthday.
Man, I mean, hey, if it makes you feel better, the Pelicans got eliminated on my birthday last year on April 29th. They got eliminated on my. It wasn't just like a Game 3 loss. No, we got swept on my birthday. So.
I was at the game that night. It wasn't it was Pelicans. You gotta love them, huh, Mikey? You gotta love them.
Yeah, but anyways, my score prediction, I also think it's gonna be low scoring. But shoot, we said that the last couple weeks, and it's freaking turned into freaking 40 bombs. But yeah, I said it was gonna be low scoring. Happy early birthday, Derek L. Yeah. Let's turn that L into a W this week.
Hey,
So
Mike, there you go. That's why you go. That's why you blossoming YouTube. But I like that.
yeah. So let's basically get down to this. Look, we already said how we're gonna win, or how we should win. I do have it being low score. It's gonna be kind of like the Tennessee Titans Saints game from week 1 of last year, where it's like, I mean, yeah, the Saints, they're not playing bad, but like they could be playing better. However, I do got the Saints winning, ironically, same score as well. But I got the Saints winning with a final score of 16-15, where with
That's gonna be a heart-inducing game. Woo! I'll take it. I'll take it, but that's gonna be an edge of your seat game. Okay.
Blake Groupie, freaking MVP, and Tyrann Mathieu, and this might be actually kind of specific, but I got Tyrann Mathieu getting an interception, and then Justin Simmons gets freaking stiff armed by Alvin Kamara, and then Alvin Kamara, when he talks to Justin Simmons, he's gonna be like, "You should have picked New Orleans over Dan. I hope you take that stiff arm with pride."
I love it. He gonna say this shit more than the game. I love it. 16-15. I'll take it. Well, we'll find out this Sunday. I will be live on my channel. If anybody wants to join for a few minutes and watch,
I'll be live here.
And Ziggy on Mikey's channel, and then of course on Tuesday we'll recap everything. And either way, it's gonna be some emotional voicemails and chat.
Yeah.
So we're either gonna be happy, emotional, or angry, emotional. But one thing about those Saints, it's always gonna be entertaining. So I'm looking forward to it. Mikey, you got me excited about that. 16-15, Kamara stiff arm. Blake Groupie with the game-winning kick. Ooh, Lord have mercy. The best type of wins against I love the blowout wins, but the ones where like they into the game the whole time, and then at the end you just rip their hearts out. I love it. Let's do that Sunday. Let's show the world. Let's show them damn Dirty Birds one other time that this shit more than the game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because like you said last year, week 18, yeah, we blew them out, but like Dan Sound still found a way to piss us off. But then again, we did we were in a game. Like, I don't think the Saints won a single one-score game last year. I could be wrong with that. I don't know. But, yeah. So, what's up with the new alignment we signed today? Did we sign anybody? I know we were working somebody out.
Somebody. I mean, it's September. It's the end of September. Like, anybody you sign, it ain't nobody to, you just hope that they can provide some depth and, I mean, nobody's gonna replace McCoy, right? So.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. Ain't nobody replacing this year more than the game. Mount Rushmore. But now, John, before we get out, where can they find you on all the social medias?
You see the name? Oh, I thought the name was right though. Jono Barnes across all platforms. Any platform, put Jono Barnes, I come up. Just put this shit more than the game on Google, and the merch will come up, and also my platform. So, I appreciate you having me on your platform, Mikey. Great time, long overdue. You've been one of my best supporters since 2021, and I'm glad to see the growth of you. I'm glad to see you literally, like you and I probably was taller than you in 2021, and now you're taller than me, you're taller than Sean, you're taller than all of us. So keep doing your thing, Mikey. Looking forward to your voicemail Sunday after hopefully a win, but even if it's after a loss, I know you're gonna bring it with that this shit more than the game energy, and we're gonna. The fun is just getting started, y'all. The season is not even 1/4 of the way done. So Mikey's channel, my channel, and all the other Great Saints channels, tune in and be ready for some this shit more than the game energy.
Yes, sir, man. Well, yeah, you can always find me here at Hurricane Mike. We should be live. Well, I'm probably gonna be live throughout most of the week, but yeah, we usually plan live streams 3 times throughout the week. Well, no, 2 times throughout the week, but then we have 3 times on Sunday. So yeah, like our church on the bone, so don't miss another upload. I'm out Huda, and don't be a Falcons fan.
Be a Falcons fan.
All right. See y'all later.